Welcome to Monday, the day of Muns, here in the US at least, with the new Australian time change hour at 2 p.m. Pacific time. I'm right here with the APPy hour. Let's get APPy, everybody. We've got some exciting sounds to listen to and maybe work a little bit on my album that I'm doing. I'm going to say hi to the folks that I see over here in the chat, and also to all of you lurkers and people watching on the replay. I see you. I see you in the lurking lounge right now. I bet if you're Lori, you're having a cigarette. No, Lori's on her way to probably a nail appointment, I'm guessing. Always Lori. Yes. So I see Jim Shannon is lurking and working today. And Thomas Christ is here, the legend of Lynx, the magical mod, the masterful musician. That's Thomas. And then John Swanson is also here in the chat saying hello. This is a great day to lurk because we're going to just listen to a bunch of really crazy cool sounds and try to get a few things kind of moving. Kubrick Lover 1972. So nice to see you. Let's hop my link tree, which is right over there. You can, right over here. You can scan it, or you can pop this link into your browser that's right here. You can just click the hell out of that. You can join me on YouTube. You can do the super chats and super stickers. All of those things are super thanks too, as a matter of fact. It's pretty swell. So let's all get... Oh, by the way, just one last quick thing is that flower theme. I'm wearing flowers on my clothes. And I've got flowers in my background because this weekend is Flower Fest at Camp Gme, and I am the headliner. So how about that? Let's nerd out. Let's get the star of the show, my iPad Isla, right here into your screen, into your face. And we're going to do some work. Boom. Hi. I'm in my corner. Let's hop over to Soundbox in a standalone manner. Today is also International Beaver Day. Oh, hell yeah. So, Soundbox is this incredibly cool app by Audio Modern that is basically like complete or serum kind of thing. There's just all kinds of sounds, and they're really amazing things that you can do with that. And I've done a show on that, and so is Jade Starr, so we don't need to go that far. Hey, Ed Zielinski. Good to see you, Zedster. Right on. Anyway, so Kompose Audio has put out an incredible selection of sound packs. You can make your own sound packs and put them out as long as you own a bit. Kompose Audio is in the pinned comment, and you can find all their stuff there. Well, we'll show you kind of how I've already installed the packs, but just for fun, let's hop over and I'll show you how to import the pack once you download it. So you just click import pack. And here I have a thing full of Soundbox packs. Hey, Clayton Von Cluj. So, like here I have this Crayoxica. So, Ignis, that is a Kompose Audio. Lumen 2, Symphonic Viola, Phase, Turius, Tenebris. Those are all the new ones. And then in here also I have Adrift, Glacium, Cadence, Umbris, and the first Lumen. So let's first So the way you do it is you just simply click one of these packs. So you just click the pack and it automatically installs, and it's super cool. And then you have a little pop like this. So I'm going to we'll just listen to a few of these. Wow, I can't hear that. Why can't I hear that? That doesn't seem good. There we go. I didn't have it fully set in. Shelley Michelle Morrison. Wow, that's really beautiful. That's called Eloria. I'm going to pop a little. Now this next one's called Celestara. Wow. Do I just like everything that's on here? Mistel. They're all awesome. They're so awesome. Umbrellas. This sounds like it would do a great job at being a background. We'll listen to Reveris. That's pretty cool. And then Sonarian. Whispriel. So you just tap you hold down the button next to it to listen. Miralume. And then it's got all the same things in a 432 hertz. So that's super cool. Like they're all just, I don't know, let's listen to one. Celestara. Nice. So you could use this like to maybe make some kind of drone to start. Like it would be fun to just do. Anyway, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to open it up in an AUM. So AUM is my favorite go-to. We're just going to record some actual parts. So let's get a Soundbox in here. Plug in Soundbox. Ba-boom. Now, we're going to need something to let's add a MIDI pop. We'll duplicate a couple extra sound boxes. Boop. Duplicate. Yeah. So I first want to get like a toned sound. Let's go back to audio share. I know it's kind of harder. It's harder to show you how to use them in context. But I've got this here. Play this. This is not an actual song. This is kind of what do I want to call it? This is like a mood piece. I'm gonna be including most of the chord progression. And it's a C minor and 88 beats per minute, but we'll listen to that. Just some sounds I've already got in there. You know what? So what we could do is add this as a file player in AUM. We'll stop that. Let's go back over to AUM. So we could just, let's add a note to be as a plugin. Note to be will constrain everything you click to a key. So I'm going to click C minor right here. Now let's open this up and look at our sounds. So here's more of these. Well, I'm just going to look at the new sound packs, the newer ones. So I'm going to drag the window up just so I can barely see the categories. And now we're looking at packs. So we were just holding Lumen 2. So let's grab Turius. Now we'll listen to that. There's 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, or not 2B, 3A. I like 3A. 3A is nice, but it doesn't work with my project, so we'll skip Turius. Now we'll check out Phase, Fluxora. Jade Star Music, hey Lurky Lady. That sounds nice. And then it has Fluxora as a 432 hertz. So if you want to make some really cool ambient music that's toned with like solfeggios. See, this is the sono phase. See how little it's a bit different at 432. Very cool. Now we'll go to Tenebris. Tenebris has a lead. And then a pad. That's pretty sweet. That lead might actually work. Woo. Let's see, symphonic viola. We'll check that one. If I don't find enough, aha! There we go. Now there's viola martell. An ARP. I don't hear it. I don't even hear the ARP. There's a pizzicato. That sounds nice. Sardina sustain. Sul ponticello sustain. Sul tast sustain. Regular viola sustain. And there's a tremolo. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. Now let's see. Ignis is another cool one. Let's see, like Etheris. Aetheron. Astra Keys. Ooh. Driftara. Echo Mirror lead. Echovian lead. Lunarion pad. Nebulonics pad. All right, that's enough of just listening to sounds. Now let's try to get something to actually work. So we've got a C minor vibe here, right? Why don't we try, I have an idea. Let's try piano motifs and see if we can create some kind of a little opening. Yeah, Right? They make some serious lo-fi chords. I love the sound of them. Totally, John. Totally. Clayton Von Cluj. Um, well, we got to get our 88, and we're at C minor. So here, underneath more settings, we can actually make the scale constrained to minor. Hang on. Program chord progression. Let's do it. Okay. Key scale needs to be defined. Where's our key and scale? First, we need to go back and define our key and scale. So see in here, we're going to go to C, scale, minor. There we go. Now we go more settings. Why don't we give it a chance to give us a chord progression? Hey, meow, Hugh Caldwell. Huh. Now, let's check what have we got. Whoops. Accompany melody progression. So none of them are locked. Our one, we'll set Soundbox up and we will take piano motifs. And the way piano motifs works is that there's 3 different. Oh yeah, and the new videos from the developer are really helpful. Thanks, Ed. So usually the melody is channel 1. So if you notice down here at the channel filter, I clicked none and then I tapped 1 back in. Now let's find something in here. Let's use this echo mirror lead because it's just notes. And let's hit play and see what we've got. That goes perfectly with my... See? Wow. Already there. Hey, Heathen Granny. How you doing today? Ninita? Yeah, where is the kitty? She's on the porch, actually. So that was just like a lead in. So because we have piano motifs set up to only loop once. You guys. So why don't we come back to the beginning, and now we will hit record right here, record. Oh yes, we should name this. Save, we'll call it 88 C minor album vibe. So we're back at the beginning. We've got our really cool thing. So all we have to do is now click record, and we're going to record an 8-bar loop of that really cool tune. Yeah, see, I use AUM for everything. Yeah, that sounds really cool. So that tenebris, that made a really killer sound. Now let's see what our we've got 2, at least 2. So let's mute this, and we'll solo this. And what we're going to do is we're going to, once again, we're going to put piano motifs in there. We're going to filter out all the channels except 2 right there. See that? Yeah, I love this progression. I'm definitely keeping this progression, and I may keep this drum beat. It sounds really good, or at least bits and pieces of it, right? I like the bass. I changed the bass up a bunch of times. It's pretty awesome. So let's go back to the beginning, and now first we have to choose a sound. And so this sound is usually more of a bump, 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 bump. So we'll come in. We're going to find, let's find a lumen here. Maybe. Umbrellas might work. Umbrellas. Let's try umbrellas. Well, we'll listen to it. Let's see what it does. Nope, that's a little too... Let's see how it sounds with everything. Wow, that is kind of nice. I like this. Let's just give this a chance. So what we're going to need to do is come back into piano motifs here, and we're going to need to loop it to infinity. Now, actually not. Let's see. Eight, maybe? Let's see what it does at 8. I don't know if can we get 8 8s or 8 4s? I'm sure we can. And then I can just mess with it. So now we're not recording this, and we're going to record this second Soundbox. We should actually rename this Soundbox accompaniment. I'll just say a comp. So we're just going to give this one an accompaniment. Once again, we're just going to hit record, and everything is just going to start. Hey, look who's here. This will be a clue. Magic Temptations. And we just kind of watch the green. I'm chronologically enhanced. Happy Chronological Enhancement Day, Granny. And Shelley. Yeah, she's late. And we see that we're just watching the green light. See right here where my cursor is? Let's see how long this song is. This song's 5 minutes and 27 seconds. Pong. It was Pong, Ethan Granny. This is just the same thing over and over again, right? But not the... All right, it looks like it's off, so... So we've got that. Now let's go back over here and we'll go to Files and we'll go to Recordings and see, here's this. In fact, so you can see that they're here, right? She's really engrossed in getting me to give her some more. First we'll just double check how, no. I got it. Let's go back to our library. So right up here, AUM recordings. So that's why you get Audio Share and AUM together, because they are a team. So everything you're recording in AUM has its own, see 88 C minor album vibe, and here they are. See, there's our accompaniment. See, because I probably won't start this right away in that. So this is just something that's just kind of quietly going on in the background. And then there's our... Nice. See, what we should have done, though, is we should have left a tail on that. We'll actually have to go back. So let's go back and re-record it. This time, we got to come back in here. We got to skip our loop back counter back down to 1. Now let's turn this recorder off and this recorder back on. And... boop, record. Whoops, I muted it. Shoot. Undo, unmute. Ha ha. There, now it's winked out. Stop. All right, now let's go back. Hey, stop it, Pi. You do not win. This is not a winning strategy. All right, back to see 88 album vibe. Finally, we've got it. Now, there we go. Oh, yeah, there, listen to that. Whoosh. Perfect. That's beautiful. Maybe we should start thinking about silly girl. Of course, someone your age thinks that giving someone everything they want, whether it's good for them or not, is what kindness is. It's not kind to give someone everything they want. That's not how the world works, honey. Sweetie? Hey, by the way, I did talk to some young people that walk dogs near where we are. They have a little pocket dog, so cute. Um, and I asked them about. I said, this young gal calls me oldie. Is that like a term of endearment or what? And they're like, yes. Hilarious, right? Why don't we open up? Let's open up Logic Pro and let's kind of see what we've got going here. Why don't we make a new file? So, because once when we're recording, we're just noodling, and that's why I'm not recording into Logic Pro, because it doesn't feel as um intuitive for me when I'm working. So here we get a track. Let's get an audio no input track. And then all you do, we need to come up and do our time stuff. Minor, C minor, right? They talk to me, hun. 88 tempo. I never talk to anyone. No. So I slide that over, right? And I probably still have a whoops on, and I'll show you how to do this. This is it. It's kind of the workaround, since you can only get sample stuff so far. As far as I know, you can only get sample stuff into Logic. So I'm going to do files, and then we'll touch the three dots at the top, and we'll hit slide over, and then we'll reopen Logic, and there you go. We've got stuff to knock in, right? Browse. So here we're going to go to audio share, and we're going to drop in, hey, Sean Chandler, welcome. The first thing we'll drop in is this deep motion thing. Converting, eh? And I don't really love that. So let's hop in here and see what our settings are. Project settings. Sample rate 48. Okay. Wouldn't say I love it, but I totally tolerate it. All right, so you see, here's our big ol' thing, and you can see that this is a little bit, one of the reasons I may or may not keep this jam is, one thing I always do, this the third from the right on the bottom. Probably, but I don't think about it. Anyway, that your channel strip is right here. This way you can work with your input and output. You can arm the track, you can solo, you can mute it, you can turn it up and down, you can pan it left and right. And then we'll add this track region, okay? General region. Right here under general. See, you got the gain. I'm going to hop the gain down a little bit. Just so to get the peaks underneath the top. Sweet. Now we'll put back in here. We'll get this AUM recordings. We'll open up the C88 value. And now we've got this one. Boop. There we go. Let's listen to that. Nice. Now, this 2, I'm gonna add that in. Let's drop it in here at 17, I think. Right when the beat changes, we'll go. Hey Bon Bon, what's up? Super Bon Bon. Ooh, yeah, that sounds yummy. I like that. So I think what we could do some fun stuff. Why don't we close up AUM over here? We'll make sure everything's all saved up. Let's close it. Boop. Say goodbye. Bye-bye, AUM. Hello, Logic Pro. Now, let's add a soundbox in here. So the way we do that is we go to this plus button. We just say audio. Or no, we say MIDI software instrument. Boom. Let's turn the play surface off for the moment. So now you come underneath here. We're not going to use any of the instrument sounds. We're going to use up instrument Soundbox. Stereo. Nice. Yeah, right? Logic Pro, GarageBand's big bro. So all you have to do is open up Soundbox, and then I'm going to skip that all the way to the top. If you saw that, I used a flipping motion. Flip. Flip. Now, once again, you come to this little, right here, see where my cursor is? User sounds. And there's all the sounds, so many sounds. So let's look for maybe one of these symphonic viola things. Or what was that? Oh, the tenebrous lead. Yeah, let's get the tenebrous lead there. Nice. That sounds yum. Now that we've got now we'll do, so we're all the way over. So we can turn that off, but we can go all the way over here to the right. Now, when you're an instrument, you have this other option, which is play surface. Let's hit this scale. Let's activate scale. So now we can't make any mistakes. Our root note is C. Our scale is minor. Minor. Natural minor. Let's go with natural minor. Hi, kitty. If I give her unlimited treats, then she would like die of some kind of disease, like kidney disease or something, from having to handle stuff that her body can't handle. Nobody wants to see that. So now you can straight up record. Let's make sure we've got this rolling. Let's get a MIDI effects in here because it seems like chord trigger, modifier, modulator. Whoa. Well, now it's Do you hear it? Okay, come back in here, turn this modulator, record MIDI track here. Let's see if I can make it record. Nope. Let's just see if it records, right? We'll open up our, let's close this, and we're just gonna, I'm gonna start us at 17 here, so I don't want that to start. Nice. Sweet. Right on. So now check this out. Look at this. I just made this whole, let's solo this instrumental track. We'll go back over what I've just done. Yeah, right? I know. I like the beat too. And notice how everything is in key, and all I was just doing is just now admittedly I had that whole beat. But if you just take out, like, let's come back here, let's unsolo that. We'll mute. We'll go back and we'll listen to some of it, like. So these are Soundbox sounds from Kompose Audio. All of these. You could rewrite everything into a new chord progression. Yeah, like the rabbit and Alice in Wonderland, exactly. Oh my gosh, you guys are giving me ideas. Because this is just a song so far. This doesn't even have, it's not even necessarily all fully going. It's going to be the same chord progression and most of the same sounds. This is just stuff we recorded today. I love cinnamon rolls. Now see, like, you'll see what I'm doing. We better go in and write down what sound we're using. So what we're using is tenebrous lead. So let's go back in. Let's go to this instrument 1 and rename it. So if you're concerned about what's going on with, you know, like I've said, like how to use instrument 1, you can just tap in. Let's close this, right? So if you want to, you can bounce this in place, and we'll name this tenebrous lead. Bounce in place, right? Now we destination, new track, 1 file, leave the source. That's what I'm going to do. We're including all the effects and everything. So we're just bouncing this region just so to make sure we still have this sound, right? Boom, there it is. Now I want to color this different. So we'll come in and change the color to blue. This is like the blue I use for parts like this, synth parts. One day I'll name a song Bonfire. Who knows? Maybe I will. Make our track change color. So we have this, right? I don't know. Let's see. It's 8 minutes to Jade's show. Maybe we'll have I've got a new idea. All right. Let's do fun stuff. All right, we're going to go back to let's go back out of AUM recordings. Let's take this deep motion. Let's use the share sheet. Let's share this out to Chord AI. She is chill, isn't she? on 4 paws. She is so beautiful, right? No, Jade can't wait. I can't wait for Jade. So you can see this tells you what now I know what my chord progression is. F minor 7, C minor, C sus 2, C minor 7, D minor 7, just like simple chord progression, real simple. Just popping simple. But what we do here, one of the things that Chord AI does that's just amazing is this MIDI-fy, audio to MIDI computation. So it's going to take all the notes it hears. She's like, she knows these are right here. We'll try to find just one more sort of little game to play with our MIDI, with getting sounds into our stuff, right? So now we'll hop up to this 3-dot menu and export as MIDI file. And I'm going to keep the name because it goes with what we're talking about. And we export that to audio share. And look at this. Look at all this crazy MIDI. I'm just going to let it play like... right? So that's kind of weird. So we'll hop back in Logic. And this time we're going to restore our sidebar here. Now check this out. See this 5 kilobit deep motion? Let's throw that in here. Also import tempo information. No, we already have that. So I'm just taking this, and then for some reason you always have to stretch it out. So I'm going to stretch it out. And then the thing I do in here, because right now we're going to change. Oops, we're not in the right one. Right here. So we get under here and we want to rechange this to, we want to replace it with a Soundbox stereo, right? And then what I'm going to do, I know it's crazy, isn't it? So what I do, this is just to add fatness. So I'm going to add in here, I'm going to add in a thing called MIDI gates. Probability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make it so that hardly any of the music comes through. I'm going to get it so that only like 15% of the stuff comes through. We'll start just, we'll solo it and see what it does. Oh yeah, we don't have a sound thing attached. So let's find maybe one of those viola things in here. You'll see there's all this stuff there, and now you're just, let's see how, so it skips that one, and it hits those. So it's just only giving you like 15%. Now we'll go back. Let's listen to the beginning. Let's rename this. So this is violas. Sustain. Right? It works. It sounds awesome, you guys. All right, I'm going to say goodbye to you with my face because Jade Star's up in 2 minutes. Woo! And I'll go out with like the last few seconds. Jade Star's up next demoing Res 09 synth by Audio Thing. It's going to be so cool. I can't wait to see you there. Tomorrow we're working on turning photos into videos and then performance shows the rest of the week, just like a thing, you know, the way we do. Big love, baby, and all the peace you can carry, baby. Thank you so much for being here. See you at Jade's.